Okay, so today we are going to install a right-hand side battery tray. First things first, you're going to need some tools. Pretty self-explanatory. Secondly, we're going to have to get rid of this brace, which is 4 bolts, 2 here, 2 here, and they are all 13 millimeters. The next thing, we're going to have to unbolt the washer bottle and move it out of the way. One bolt way down there for the coolant bottle. To get down to this bolt down here, you need a really long extension. Oh, and by the way, both of these bolts are 10 millimeters. Then you just pick the coolant bottle straight up and move it away from the area where you're working. Now, you have to remove this plate. One of the bolts that holds it down is the coolant reservoir. That's why we had to unbolt it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts that hold this plate in place. Let's get them out of there. First bolt is a 10 millimeter. The other 4 bolts are 13 millimeters. Now that all the bolts are removed, you can simply pull this metal plate out of the way. This metal plate is in the truck for structure in case you get in an accident. Idea is that guy. It's in the truck for structure. Here's a side-by-side of the Dorman piece and the factory piece in the 1500s, just to give you an idea. Okay, so the new piece, you kind of have to slide it underneath this AC line, kind of in a crookedy type motion where you'll hit. Basically line it up and reinstall. Like so. Now I will say I did have to tweak this just slightly to get it to line up properly with the bolts. You can see a little bit of mar and scuff on it right there. I had to use a pair of channel locks and grab it right here and just kind of give it a tweak ever so slightly that way so everything would line up. And I will say the fit is super tight. Like, you have to, I don't want to say force it, but you got to give it a little muscle to get in there. But other than that, fits like factory. The other thing I can say is this hole right here. I don't know if this is the same as factory, but this hole helped out a lot when I was trying to guide it in, because you can actually grab onto it and have a spot to grab. But that's basically it. It's very straightforward. I'll go ahead and bolt everything back together and we'll finish this video up. There you go. That's one battery tray installed. Now, this battery tray does not come with the tie down. That's that little brick with the, what is that bolt? It's like an 8 millimeter bolt or whatever. You need to pick that up at the hardware store for like, automotive store I should say, for like 12 bucks. Or just go out to the junkyard and snatch one. It's pocket parts. as far as batteries you can put in here. I've seen up to a Group 78 battery. I don't know if that's necessarily the best size. I am probably going to put a Group 75 battery in here, or a 3475 deep cycle battery. I haven't figured that out yet, but more than likely I'm going to make sure it doesn't have top posts on it, because no matter what, you should reinstall this brace after this whole thing is done, because this brace is what keeps this fender supported, you know, from any kind of twisting and tweaking and stuff. I mean, it's not going to keep you from destroying a fender if you crash your truck, but if something pushes on this heavy enough, this fender could bend because that brace isn't in the spot where it's supposed to be.